There we go. I can see the little red button. So we are live. Welcome to Biz Chats with Immortal Monkey. It is very exciting to be here on what is a drizzly, wet Friday in the UK. But we are going to brighten your morning this morning with an amazing special guest who I am joined with right now on the screen. Good morning, Julia Npago. Now you will see that I kind of waited there and I was really thinking about it. We've just had a chat. Julia has the most unusual name I have ever seen. So I actually have it on a note in front of me so that I pronounce it the right way. So hence the giggling, because we've just had a conversation about how unusual her name is. But I am so excited to have you here sharing some of your tips with us. But for anybody who has never jumped on to one of our lives, you can join me every single week. I am joined by a special guest who will be sharing their knowledge and expertise in some area of business. So for anybody that watches my lives, usually you will know that I am an absolute Instagram addict. So when it comes to Instagram, I am your girl. But I don't profess to know everything. And this is where we are really, really lucky at Immortal Monkey, because we have access to the most incredible experts with a wealth of knowledge that they are going to share with us on the platform. So you can join me every single week. You can check out all the videos that we've done in the weeks previous over on the YouTube page. And I'm sure you can find them in the Facebook group as well. So if you head on over to the Facebook group, you will then see all of the videos as well, and you can catch up with all of our guests. But today we are joined, like I said, with Julia, who is going to share some of the most amazing tips with us about quieting the inner critic. And I know this is definitely something that I could use help with. So I am going to hand it over. Julia, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Thank you, Estelle. It's lovely to be here with everybody. My name's Julia Npago, as we've already discovered. I am a business coach, and I work with predominantly, not exclusively, but predominantly with women who are starting up in business or who are looking to grow their existing business. And I give them the support, the practical tools, if you like, that you'd expect from a business coach. But I do a bit more than that, and I work in a slightly different way, because I combine 25 years of corporate experience and owning and running my own businesses with training in energy healing, so Reiki, Seichem and shamanic healing. Now, although that sounds a little bit woo-woo for some, a bit out there, it isn't. It really isn't. All that does is gives me a further sort of arsenal of tools that I can use with clients to help them to get to the heart of the issues that they're facing and to progress towards a solution a bit quicker. So that's me.
And do you know what I love? The fact that you have had your career in the corporate industry. So I see so many people leaving the corporate industry because it is just so intense. So many people decide that, you know, they've had this whole career in corporate and now they want to step outside of the, you know, the whole stress zone. So the fact that you've been through it and you know how it feels to run a business, I think is, you know, when you have an advantage over, you know, your regular coaches and things like that, because you do have that solid experience. You know what it's like to be in the industry. You know what it's like to feel all those pressures. And I think now more so than ever, we are so tough on ourselves. Like, I know as a woman, and I know that there will be men watching that are going to be feeling this as well, but I know as a woman and a mum, there are so many things, so many pressures that we have to deal with. So
Absolutely.
what was it that led you into the holistic side of the industry?
Yeah, I think it stems from I've always had an interest in sort of holistic health, and sort of that's led into spirituality. And I can't really say what started me on the road to studying Reiki and Seichem. It sort of just came into my path. I saw a post on Facebook from somebody who lives quite local to me, actually, and they were offering training. So for some reason, who knows, I thought, yeah, I'd like to do that. I'd like to investigate that further. And it's a bit of a rabbit warren. Once you sort of start down that road, you realise that it isn't a sort of hippie thing to do. It's actually got application in the real world, and it's got so many uses, and I use it literally every day. It just allows me, on my website, I call it sort of 360-degree coaching, because it allows me to look holistically at my clients and the issues that they're facing. And of course, because I've got that experience, I like to think that I walk the walk as well as talk the talk, because pretty much anything that my clients have gone through, I've sort of been there and had some experience of it.
So right now, what would you say is the main pain point that people are coming to you with at the moment? Because obviously lives have changed, careers have changed, the world has changed in the last 12 months, which I would imagine has changed what the stresses are and what, the reasons that people come to you. So what would you say, for anyone listening, if we were going to try and solve the most common problem right now, what would you say that is, and how can we solve it?
I think it's lack of confidence. I think one of the upshots of coronavirus is that a lot of people may have been dreaming of starting their business for years, but through furlough, redundancies, they've sort of had that push to start their business, and perhaps they feel that they're not quite ready. And so it's that moment of, starting a business, I'm sure you'd agree, is a bit like stepping off of the precipice. You've got the relative sort of safety and comfort and known quantity of employment, perhaps, and then you have to sort of make that jump to self-employment, and suddenly you're on your own at home, perhaps, and there's no sounding board there. There's nobody to bounce ideas. There's not even the office, banter around the kettle that you're used to. So I think it's that confidence to take that first step and to be seen as well.
So what would you say if people are struggling with their confidence right now? Shall we go into sharing a few of your tips? So if we share a few, give them a taster of what is over in the members area. So Julia has created a specific training just for our Immortal Monkey members. And this is where she delves deep into quieting the inner critic. So we're going to talk really, it's going to be a really casual chat. But if you would like to find out more about this collection, then you can head on over to the membership site, which is on the website. I will pop that. Hopefully, there we go. There you go. You can see that on the website. You can join the members area and you will get access to the full training from Julia. But not only will you get Julia's training, you also will have access to over 30 different trainings to help you grow your business. And we literally cover everything. Like I said at the beginning of today's interview, that I don't profess to know everything. So the fact that we can bring all of these people together to provide you with resources. The reason that the members area was created was because when I first went into business, I wanted somewhere where I could go and find out everything. I didn't want to have to keep going from one place to another to another. And so that's why I created the members area, because this is exactly what I needed when I was a small business owner. So if you are interested in, blogging, learning about how to build your own website, Instagram, social media, marketing, branding, like it's all there. Mindset, we literally cover every single aspect of business in the members area. So if you want to find out anything else about any of the trainings, including the one that we're going to talk about with Julia, then head on over to the website, which you can see scrolling across the screen, and you can check out the members only area. It is £15 per month with no contract. So you can jump in there, you can check out the trainings, and you can cancel at any time. So let's give them a sneak peek into what is inside your training in the members area. Let's just share 3 top tips with people to let them know the sort of goodness that they're going to find over in your full training.
Okay, so we talk about what the inner critic is. I think it's important to understand, because a lot of people, when they talk about the inner critic, think that it is just saying, oh, I'll never be able to succeed or something like that. But it plays into a much bigger arena, which is called plays into the whole self-limiting beliefs arena, if you like. And it can be things like perfectionism. So wanting everything to be perfect before you start. Well, of course, perfectionism doesn't exist because it's beyond our control. It's beyond, it relies on the actions of others, and you can't control that. You can only control your own actions. So it's things like, it can be thoughts like, I can't get up and talk in public because, I'm going to fluff my words, or I can't come on a live, or it could be, I need for, just because I failed at something, it means that I'm a total failure. It can, it has a really broad base, and it's something that all of us, and I think especially women in business, face, because we are, as you said earlier, we're so used to the roles that we're expected to play. We go perhaps from, and this is generalization, but we go from daughter to wife to mother or partner to employee, lots of different roles, and it can be difficult for us to transition, especially if after we've had children, for example. We're so used to being mum that then when we have to be business owner, it's quite a big stretch. And men typically don't have that same sort of path. They still suffer from the inner critic, but not quite to the same extent as women do. So we talk about what the inner critic actually is, and then we talk about ways that you can become self-aware. And we question whether you want to go through life listening to your inner critic, or do you want to go through life listening to your inner brave, or tuning into your inner brave? And I think that's really key. And then I go on and share a few tips and techniques which are so easy, that will help you to banish that inner critic. We can't ever get rid of it totally, because it actually serves a positive purpose as well. If you were, for example, out for a jog, not this morning perhaps, but if you were out for a jog on the cliffs, and you were hurtling towards the edge of the cliff, you'd hope that somewhere in your brain there was going to be a voice saying, I'd stop now if I were you, before you hit the edge and you went hurtling over. So it does serve a purpose, but I can give you 4 or so tips and practical tools that you can use to quieten it down.
Can we share one tip?
Yeah.
Go on. Let's share one tip so that everyone can get excited, and then they're all going to want to go over and check out your training in the members area. So, but this is something I think, like, it's Friday. It's been a stressful week. I don't know about you guys. It's been hard. Here at IM headquarters, let me tell you, I've had 2 boys off school. They've only just gone back this week. Literally only just gone back this week. I've had a product launch on Monday. So yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy week. And so
Challenge.
I think now would be the perfect time for a tip for anyone else that's had a stressful week. If you're, beating yourself up, because like you say, we all do it. I'm sat here with a list of things that I just know are not going to get done today. And I'm like, for God's sake, Estelle, why didn't you do this the other day? Or, you sat and read your magazine for half an hour, you lazy bleeder. Like, you could have been doing something. Do you know, we're all there and we all do it. And I've had to work really, really hard in quieting the inner critic. And like you say, I've worked on it and I'm continuing to work on it, but it's always there. And I think, like you say, it's learning to manage it and understanding what's in your control and what's not in your control. And I think for me, that was when I started to sort of change my mindset a little bit, because I realized that there are certain things that I have no control over. Yeah. So once you let that go, it's quite a nice release. So I am totally going on here. Share a tip with us, Julia. Share a tip with us.
Okay, so one of the easiest things you can do, actually, is, we go back a step. The first thing you need to do is to be, I think, 100% present. So, what I mean by that is to be present in the moment. So, if you're in a meeting, for example, and you're talking to somebody, and you're aware of when your inner critic strikes. So the easiest way of doing that is to just make a note of it. Before you go to bed, keep a journal. And by a journal, I don't mean a diary. A journal would just be almost like a vomit, a brain vomit of what, hope nobody's eating their breakfast or lunch, whatever. Just really what's going through your brain. Try and sort of just write unconsciously and look at afterwards what you've written and see if you can identify any of the negative sort of inner critical thoughts that you have. I'm not good enough. I'll do that when I'm slimmer, richer, less busy, more experienced, whatever. Highlight them so that you're aware of them. And then you can do a quick practice, and all it involves is a rubber band, normal rubber band. I haven't got one with me, so I'm going to use my watch strap. All you need to do is put it on your wrist, and when you have that inner critical thought, you're aware of it going through your head, you're going to say to yourself, stop, and then you're going to ping the elastic band. And sounds a bit strange, but believe me, it works, because what it does is it creates an interruption in our thought process, in our brain, in those neural pathways that are created, and it allows us to reframe that thought.
I love
Easy.
that. I absolutely love that. And I suppose once you do that as well, the ping of the elastic on your hand would be enough to kind of make you think like, oh, I don't like that. So surely in your subconscious as well, that would sort of trigger, well, actually, I don't like that. So, you know, those thoughts need to stop, because I don't want to keep like get pinged. So I can't wait to try that. I am definitely going to try that. And if you are watching live or you're watching this on replay and you go ahead and try it too, please let us know how you get on, because this absolutely fascinates me. And I love to learn, and I love self-development. So when we have guests like you sharing their tips with us, I feel like so lucky. It's like, oh my goodness, like I have all these incredible, you know, knowledgeable people right here at our fingertips. So I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to Julia for not just joining me today, but, you know, contributing to the members area, because without the incredible contributors like you, you guys would just have me and you would just be listening to Instagram waffle all day. So, and obviously, you know, there's more to business than Instagram. So thank you again so much. If you would like to go and check out more of Julia's trainings, you can do so over on the members area, and the website is now flashing across the bottom of the screen. But Julia, where can people go and find out more about you? Tell us all your social links, email address, give it us all.
Okay, so I'm everywhere, literally on socials. You can find me on Facebook, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. My Facebook and Instagram are both Julia Npago Coaching. So check the surname spelling, because it is horrendous.
It could quite possibly be wrong in the description. I'm just going to throw a disclaimer out there. So don't copy what's in the description, just in case. But you can see, I'm going to pop it back on the screen for you. There you go. So you can see the correct spelling of Julia's name. So if you want to go and search, you have the right name to search. But you have lots, like you said, she's all over social media, which I love. So there's lots of different ways that you can go and connect with Julia. And as always, my DMs are always open. If you have any questions or you would like to share your knowledge and expertise with our members, then please do get in touch. But thank you, Julia, so much for sharing your knowledge, for joining me here today. And I hope that you have an absolutely wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Estelle. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.